One of the reasons I don't do long form videos is because I hate editing, and I don't want to have to pay for someone to edit long form videos that 3 people watch. So yeah, this is gonna be my little experiment on my little experimental YouTube channel, and this little tripod in my car is about to fall over. So there's that. So yeah, so I've been, oh God, I don't even know how to start saying all the things I have to say. So like I said, I have a lot of ideas, I have a lot of opinions, and I have a lot of things to say, and I do quite a bit of like talking videos. I do more than I used to, certainly, but I edit them, obviously, because I'm an over-explainer. It's the trauma. I will over-explain everything because I have a sense of feeling misunderstood in my life. So I feel like I need context to understand. Michelle, you need a little context. But I sometimes get in the weeds of, I have the intention and the desire to create a bunch of content, and then I never do because of the post-production. So one of my mentors and social media coaches and friends was like, you need to just start talking and just don't worry about the editing. So I started a secret, oh, there goes my tripod. I started a secret YouTube channel. It's still connected. No, is it connected to my other one? I think you can just see that I have other channels. I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time on YouTube anymore. So yeah, I just created a second channel, and this is purely for me to just talk and experiment and try new things that don't necessarily fit with my bigger YouTube channel. But also I'm in this like really interesting space of transition in my life and my career. I feel like I've reached the point of maturity. I told you this thing was gonna fall over. Anyway, I've reached a point of maturity in my career where I feel like I've hit the saturation point of everything I feel like I'm mostly interested in pursuing and exploring physically with performance, because that's something I have been doing. I just want to hold it here. It's just something I've been doing since I was very young. I was 5 when I started performing and competing, and I continued that, which is fairly rare for people to continue after high school. I made a career out of it. I was a dancer, and then I was a circus artist, and then that got me into stunts and acting. It's 2025. So it's been like 22, 23 years now that I've been working professionally, and then like 15 years before that of me training and competing. And I've certainly passed my physical peak in terms of what I have the capacity for inside my body. That left me, like, I reached that peak years ago. So everything I do now is like, I don't move with the same quality that I used to. Part of that is overuse and a lot of injuries, and then history of not taking care of myself and like all of that. But I feel a difference in movement now. Like, it's not as comfortable to move. I don't pull my leg behind my head anymore. I don't have any interest in training any sort of like acrobatic skill-based practices, endeavors anymore, because that's all I've ever done. That's all I've ever known. That's been a part of my job since I was 5 years old. And I'm really feeling like, and this sort of started throughout my burnout, like the burnout that was years in the making and years in the healing. But one of the things that was my first indication that burnout was upon me was that I was losing interest in training. And as a professional performer in whatever genre, dance, circus, stunts, physical training is the job. It's like 85% of the job is training. So your day, if you're not at work, is you wake up in the morning and you just go train. Like, you just go take a martial arts class or take parkour or go drop in and do whatever, go to a boxing class. Like, so one of my indications that something was up for me and something wasn't right was back when the burnout was really starting to make itself evident, is that I didn't want to do any of that physical training, which throughout my life I had really enjoyed. And now, having had a couple years outside of that burnout, and the healing and the processing and the integration that's happened after all that healing is I don't have any interest in pursuing any of that anymore. And maybe I will later on down the line, but right now I haven't been to a martial arts class in a couple years at this point. It's like 2 or 3 years. I don't train with my peers and colleagues anymore. And it's not because I don't like them. It's just because I just don't have any interest. And so I'm just in this really interesting place of transition, which I knew I would get to eventually. But the thing I've been asking myself is what comes next when my whole life has been performing. I never had the opportunity, or I never gave myself the opportunity to sort of like explore what my life looks like without a staff in my hand, without a stick. And like, I've done a little bit of it, like with acting and circus and dance. I wasn't doing a lot of staff manipulation then, but I was still like, it was still there. And now it's like, okay, I feel like I've really explored everything I feel like I want to explore personally. What else is possible with all of this wisdom and knowledge and experience and expertise that I have? How do I transform that into the thing that comes next for me? I'm gonna have to invest in another car tripod if I do this. Anyway, so the moral of the story is I don't know what's next for me. I have like an idea, but I'm just like with the freestyle staff stuff where I'm literally blazing a trail that doesn't exist. It's the same with this. This is an idea and a path that can only come from me. Nobody's going to be able to tell me what that is. And the only way I'm going to be able to discover what that is to just start walking. And luckily I've had enough healing and space from my initial like breakdown and burnout moment that I now feel like I'm on the other side of it and I'm starting to climb that mountain again. And that's why I know that this is now the time for me to start really opening up that space and creating that space for the thing that comes next. And it doesn't mean that I alienate or quit or walk away from any of the stuff that I've been doing. Like the freestyle staff stuff is still going to be there. It's still going to be a part of my life. It's just the thing that takes priority in my brain and in my life and in my business. It's just calling out for something new. And my heart is calling out for something new. My soul is calling out for something new. And part of the discovery is just trying something new. Like that's it. And for whatever reason, I think it might be the Aries Sun, Leo Moon, Virgo rising in me, and a lot of Scorpio. I'm good at taking action and just trying shit. And what I'm discovering is there's a lot of people that are looking for someone like me because I don't wait for permission. Like my superpower is I can just take action even if I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna fucking do it. It may be impulsive. I don't know if that's necessarily always a positive quality, but I think it's one of my superpowers, and I think that's one of the spaces where I can help and guide people, because no matter what, I'm gonna be an educator and a teacher. It's just, how do I take all these physical skills and distill them into their ideas and thoughts and patterns that don't require us to have a stick? Because I know some people are all about the staff spinning stuff, but some people are like, I think that stuff's cool, but the other stuff you talk about is the stuff I really love. And I get a lot of that feedback. And so this sort of journey into just creating content without any sort of form of censorship or editing is just a method of me finding and discovering and pulling apart all the layers of being like, okay, well, what's in here? Because I'm really good at just talking, as you can see, because I'm just fucking blabbing and yapping. I know that in that space where I'm just sort of channeling words, the ideas will come to me, because that's when I tend to have my best ideas, is when I'm not trying to think about my best ideas.